Hello everyone. It's been a couple of weeks since I did a video. Just a lot of things have been happening, but I have a big video today for you. I have a toy I'm going to show. Everybody's asking about some slabs that I have in my private collection. I've shown these once before, but I keep getting requests to show them, so I'm going to show those. Some private collection books, and something I usually haven't done. I have found some magazines that I have rebagged and boarded, and I'm going to show you those. So without further ado, let's jump into the toy first. I did pick this up. We have a shop here locally. I've talked about a lot on this channel, Fandomverse, and unfortunately, because of some circumstances that have come up, the shop is going to have to close. So they had a sale, and I was able to pick up this Elvira. You know we love Elvira on this channel. This is the Elvira Red, Fright, and Boo. Really cool. I mean, I'm not a huge toy person, but I will pick up things like this or the few things you see in the back. The Japanese toys where they have like the female Jason, the female Freddy, things like that I'll get. So I picked this up, and with the sale, I mean, there's the front and the back. The sale, I was able to get this. It was like $18, so I'm always going to buy that. So there was that. And of course, some slabs that people always wanted to see. No particular order on these. First one I'm going to show is a Dead of Night #1 from 1973. I've shown the Raw books before because I absolutely love this storyline, and I love the covers. This is a #1, graded 9.6, really high grade for this book. Hard book to find in a high condition, so I really like this one here, 9.6. Something's Killing the Children. Storyline is still fantastic, and they keep talking about wanting to do a TV show for it. I hope so. This is Something's Killing the Children, #3, the second printing. It's a very sought-after cover. Very hard to get in high grade. This is a 9.4 on this one here. So I'm very happy with the 9.4 because to me, it's a hard book to find. It's a really sought-after cover, and it's a pretty high grade on that. Next one up, not a real valuable book. This is Faro's Lounge American Safari Sketchbook, but the cover is a female Jason homage. So it's kind of like this there, 9.4. Really cool there. I remember one of the first books I bought where I really spent good money was 1979. I was 12 years old, and I was able to pick up a Steve Canyon book because I thought the cover was really cool. This is #6, Steve Canyon #6, with the first appearance of Madam Lynx. And this is it right here, 8.0. There's that. Really cool book. This is from 1948. One I picked up recently, I showed this before, and I have shown this. I just like it. This is Planet Comics #36, one of the first Good Girl covers. This is from 1945, and this is May, so World War II is still going on. Again, I love the stuff from that time frame, just because there's a lot of history involved in that time frame. So this is Planet Comics #36, 4.0. And then I remember I showed this and someone said, hey, you're supposed to have high grade stuff. Try to find that book in any condition. Let's see what we have here. I'll leave this one for last. Here's a book that I talked about a lot, the storyline. Short, little mini series, Hot Valley Days, Cocaine Nights, #2. Two versions of the book, a covered version. And this is the topless version where he's doing the cocaine off of her chest right there. Really nice book, 9.4. Again, another book that was real hard to get in high grade just because it's Antarctic Press. It's a small press company, and there was a lot of color rubs on a lot of the covers. So I was happy to get that in a 9.4. Another really nice book, Fear, #24. This is a Blade crossover appearance. This is a 9.6 right there. Really nice book, really high grade. Very happy to get that book right there. And then finally, I've talked about this many, many times, a book that is very near and dear to my heart. This is Blitzkrieg, #1 from 1976, the first book that I really remember getting excited about the new issues coming out. This is one of the first books I remember actually running to the 7-Eleven every day to see if new comics had come in so I can get the next issue of Blitzkrieg. And this is #1 right here, 9.4. Very hard to find this in high grade. You can find a 9.6 once in a while, but you hardly ever see a 9.8. So there is that right there. And the book that started it all for me. I absolutely love that book. And that was the slab books. let's show some PC books that I've got recently that I've bagged and boarded. Again, I sold a large majority of my collection, probably 90%. I have recently sold, to a friend who's opening up a location. And so I have a very minimal collection now, but the things that I have, I like, and I'm very happy with that. It's always, melancholy when you see a large portion of your collection go away, but it was all mostly modern stuff that was. There was no vintage. I have some of the vintage still, and we'll just keep showing that stuff as we do videos down the road. Kind of ramble on a little bit. First one, again, no particular order on this. This is Sweetie. This is a more recent book, Candy Vigilante #4, just like the cover on that. And there's a couple, again, I like things for covers. This is Grimm Fairy Tales Bachelorette Party. These were free handouts at a local shop here. Fandomverse had a thing with Zenescope, and they sent a bunch of stuff. Here's a really nice looking cover. I like the girl with the zombies in the background right there. And then we have Grimm Tales of Terror Quarterly. Again, another really nice, sorry for the glare, Mylar makes everything look nice. These are all in high grade condition, obviously, because they're more recent. A new one that came out recently too, love the Universal Monsters, Frankenstein #1. I tried to get a classic Frankie pose. I'm not buying multiple covers. I am buying the ones that I think I like the best. This was one of the ones I liked the best. They also had like Creature from the Black Lagoon. They did a Dracula, so there's that. This was Hello Darkness. Not quite sure about the number, but it was somebody burning at the stake. And we've talked about this before. I will always buy things like that just because, witches being burned at the stake or warlocks being burned at the stake. Let me fix this up here. Something's Killing the Children, #40. Again, more recent book, but something I'm putting in the PC. Just great storyline on that. Perillo, you can't go wrong with Perillo. Vampirella 671. Perillo does really nice covers. That's just another one. Again, if you're having a hard time seeing it for the glare, I apologize. This was a swimsuit variant. That's another recent book. Wonder Woman #12. Kind of cool cover right there. Got the red, white, and blue on. This is a famous cover. It's a hard cover to find in the wild. They did a reprint of it, and this came out. This is the Betty and Me #16, the famous, I had to beat off 3 guys cover right there. Again, this goes for a really good amount of money if you find an actual real copy and not a facsimile. Really cool. We have some EC reprints. They're doing EC covers again. It's who's the company? I can't think of who it was, but here's a cover right there. Got a guy with an axe, some people hiding under the bed. Classic EC. A creepy clown getting creeped out by creepy kids at a party. Again, another one that you absolutely love. We love clowns on this channel right there. Here's another Something's Killing the Children #40. This is Chastity, or is it Chastity right there. Really nice. Really cool storyline. This came out around 90-91. This is Tim Vigil, and this is Splatter. Now, I remember seeing this when I was at a comic shop. I walked by it, absolutely loved it. It has a lot of things going for it. Got a scarecrow, got a girl who's going to be violated, it looks like, and then the scarecrow is just going to rip that guy, waist to chest. And if you know anything about Tim Vigil, you know exactly what I am talking about. Vintage book here, Marvel Spotlight, Son of Satan #22. Again, no particular order on these. These are just things that I had that I'm keeping for the personal collection, or vintage that I'm keeping just to put that stuff away. Spider-Woman #6, excuse me, right there. Daredevil #116. Daredevil 117. These are mostly VF, in the 7 to 9 range right there. number 147. This is a 9.0 actually, that I graded it a 9.0. So if those of you who know how I grade books, you'll know this is a really nice looking book right there. I found a little run of Daredevil, so you're going to see a lot of Daredevil. Daredevil 134. This is 8. I graded it an 8.5. I just kind of put my little marks on the back right there. Kind of tells you what it is. If there's a Marvel value stamp, I'll put, you know, MVS with, you know, what character it was or the number of the stamp, because I have a book that we showed on this channel of Marvel value stamps. This is Daredevil 127, 7.5, Marvel value stamp 80. Daredevil 137, 7.0. This is Daredevil Annual number 4, 1976. Nice Black Panther cover. 5.5, 6.0 in that, but just really cool cover. You got, you know, Submariner, you have Black Panther, and you have Daredevil on that. Daredevil 110, 7.5, Marvel value stamp 51. DC Comics presents Superman and the Flash. Unread, 1984, means it's super high grade. Because you look at it, you don't see anything on it really, so it's really, really nice. Books that I like, Howard the Duck. This is for me, basically. This is a high grade, 859. Howard the Duck number 16 from 1977. This is prime 7-Eleven hunting ground for me. I loved Howard the Duck. This is another really nice cover. Again, doesn't matter the value. I've had people make comments regarding that, and I've said that in past videos. Why are you spending Mylar on stuff like this? These aren't expensive books, but they're my books, and I want them to look nice when I look at them. And if you do it over the course of time, it's not like I go out and I spend thousands of dollars on Mylar. I'll buy a pack of Mylar, a pack of boards, and I'll just slowly start redoing everything. This is from 1984. It's not an old book, but it reminds me of like the Disneyland, someone from the Disneyland Haunted House. Kind of looks like that, so I picked this up. This is another high grade, 859 from 1984, Ghostly Tales. Hard to find these in high grade just because Charlton Comics does really bad paper on that. The Invaders, number 15, 1977, another of that nice 7-Eleven stuff. I used to like the Invaders, like the Invaders a lot. Just cool characters. Captain America was always fighting somebody. Again, when you're a kid, I'm 10 years old in 77, it didn't matter. You weren't looking at stories. I wasn't saying, oh, I got to get the new Neil Adams or the new this. It was, which had the coolest cover was going to get my 30 cents, my quarter, whatever it was. Again, 1973, this is another Ghostly Haunts, number 33. Kind of a cool looking book right there. And this is a 7. And again, hard to find these in upper grade just because of the paper. Just, it was horrible. I remember when this book came out. This came out in 1985, and I remember at the comic shop there was a real, you know, big conversation with a bunch of people, and I remember that very specifically. In 85, I was, you know, still in high school, but still collecting books, and this book came out. This is a Sergeant Rock, and it's called Angels with Black Wings was a storyline, and the controversy on this one was they have a black character in chains like a slave. And, you know, you probably couldn't do that today. You did it then, but there was a little bit of controversy on that. This is about fighter pilots in World War II, but all anybody ever saw was the gentleman in the chains, the slave in the chains. This is Wonder Woman 256, 1979, high grade again. Again, a lot of the things I kept high grade, just because that's kind of what it is. Is this 6.5? Yeah, it's a 6.5. House of Mystery. Surfed a lot when I was growing up. 1976 this is. There's a skeleton surfing. Kind of a no-brainer for my collection right there. And I remember this here, I bought one of these in San Diego. It was different. When they first came out, it was just wax wrapped in plastic. For those of you who are by the beach or understand that, this is a Mr. Zog Sex Wax. This was just a sticker, but this is how they put the wax in the containers now. When I was surfing, it was the wax. Basically, it was like that, and it had the wax with the cellophane around it. When I saw this, I just wanted to have it for my shelf right there. My Mr. Zog Sex Wax, the best for your stick. Never hardens, never spoils. Remember wearing those Mr. Zog shirts to school 8th grade, 9th grade, and we were sent home because of what it said, not realizing it was just a surf shirt. Finally, the last book we're going to show you before we jump into the magazines is a Fantastic Four 199. Of course, everybody's hot on Dr. Doom right now since the announcement at the Comic-Con. Robert Downey Jr. going to play Dr. Doom in an upcoming series. There it is right there. Unread, high grade, super high grade from 1978. Again, nice 35-cent book right there. When comics were better written, enjoyable, and affordable. So those are the books right there that I have. Now I'm going to show some magazines. I don't think I've shown a lot of magazines, but I collect the same type of magazines, things that I like, covers that I like. So the first one we're going to have, this is really cool. This is a Boris cover from 1973. This is issue number 1 of Tales of the Zombie. Really cool cover right there. I absolutely love that cover. So of course I had to buy it. Told you my affinity and love for Howard the Duck. There he is right there, Howard the Duck from 1980. I like things with I like things with like Santa Claus, especially if Santa Claus is scaring people. If you've seen the new trailer for Terrifier, he's Terrifier the Clown, Art the Clown in the Santa outfit. Really cool. This was another one when I saw it. I was just going through some boxes a little bit ago. Found this. This is Creepy. And I don't know which issue is it. 125. Santa Claus with an axe terrifying that kid. That had to have that. Dracula Lives from 1974. This is just regular plastic. It's hard to find Mylar for magazines, but if I do find some, I'm going to put these in Mylar. Savage Sword of Conan, kind of like that right there. You got Conan, got his ladies right there. They got the tigers and just hanging out. Really nice cover here. This is from 1974. This is issue number 3 of The Haunt of Horror. Really cool cover right there. You got the lady in distress, zombies coming after her, everything that you're looking for. This is issue number 5, Monsters Unleashed. Man-Thing. Early Man-Thing right there. 1974. So I saw this and I loved it. If you were my age or you remember going to drive-ins in the 70s, you remember a series of movies with a character called Billy Jack. I absolutely love Billy Jack. Billy Jack Goes to Washington, the original Billy Jack, and then he had one before that I can't think off the top of my head that introduced Billy Jack. But this is The Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, 1975, Billy Jack special. And I had to get that because if you see, he's wearing his bare feet, and that's what he did. He took his shoes off before he got into a fight, which I always loved. 1973, Creepy 51. And this is, like we talked about on one of those comics, here you go. Witch burning up the stake. It's a no-brainer. I'm going to grab that every single time. This is from 1974. This is Nightmare, number 18. And again, you'll see the cover right up my alley. There it is, girl being pulled down into the ground by zombies. Absolutely love that. Here's a couple of 1984 Savage Sword of Conan. This is a Jisco cover, but it kind of reminded me of like, it's like Cobra or whatever from, what is that, G.I. Joe. There's that right there. Another Savage Sword of Conan, number 60. This is 1981. Got Conan fighting a monster, and you got a witch pulling the girl by the hair. Do I have to say anything else? No. The artist for Savage Sword of Conan must have liked girls getting their hairs pulled, because here's another Savage Sword of Conan with a girl getting her hair pulled by I guess like a warlock or some type of religious freak. This is issue number 85 from 1983. So, I like this one. This is Emergency, the old TV show Emergency from the 70s, if you remember it. This is issue number 1 of Emergency, and the significance of this is a Neal Adams cover. Neal Adams cover of Emergency, if you remember the TV show. Absolutely loved Emergency. 1 Adam 12, Emergency, SWAT, loved them all. Found issue number 1, just got this recently. Not in great condition. But 1973, issue number 1 of Nightmare Winter Special. Again, another witch hanging on a stake right there. I'm not going to not pass that up. Savage Sword of Conan. This is from 1987. This is number 141, but it's just kind of like a vampire jumping on his back right there, so I had to get that. Savage Sword of Conan number 40 from 87. Again, another vampire type creature fighting Conan. And the last one I'm going to show, Savage Sword of Conan 155 from 1989. Again, bunch of vampires getting staked out by Conan. You know we love vampires on this show. We love vampires, we love witches, monsters, things like that. There it is right there. So there was a lot of stuff we showed today. I hope you enjoyed it. I love showing this stuff off. And again, it's going to be a slow run for me because, you know, I did just recently get rid of everything, but I have a bunch of stuff in these boxes behind me that need to be bagged and boarded. And I'm talking about Mylar. Someone asked me what type of Mylar I'm putting this particular stuff in, and I am using right now for this stuff, it is a Silver Age board, and it goes in the standard comic book size right there for that stuff there. And then of course you have, you know, older, bigger books or something, you can use the Silver Golden Age books right there. And again, they're kind of expensive. I think it's like $15, or I think I get them after discount. It's like $16.50 for 50 sheets. But you know what? I want my stuff to look good. So this is what it looks like after you put it in. Really nice right there. And if it's a private collection, I'm not worried about, you know, 30 cents, 40 cents to cover a book that I enjoy, even if it's just a real cheap book. So there's that. So I know the video was kind of long. I kind of rambled a little bit. Sorry for the delay. Again, I always say I'm going to try to do videos more consistently. I really do try to do them more consistently, but sometimes I just can't do it. So there was that. I'm going to show more books as I get more stuff ready. I'll show some more older vintage books that I have that I think you guys will like. A lot of stuff from the 70s horror books. You know, Frankenstein Monster, Tomb of Dracula, things like that I have. So there was that. So with that said, I thank everybody for the positive words. I thank everybody for the support. I am glad that you enjoy the books that I'm showing and the content of this channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. And that's about it. So I hope you liked the video. But as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great day. And I'll see you hopefully very soon.